Hey, girl. Right, so I was just live on TikTok, and now, actually what I was doing on TikTok, I was live on TikTok and I was just doing my skincare. We were just hanging out, doing some skincare, having a good time, catching a vibe. And this is just a continuation of the hangout that we were just having over there. So I wanted to come on here to do my hair and my makeup. Because I want to get comfortable doing YouTube lives. I think this is a really good opportunity for me to, you know, just kind of chat and just hang out with y'all, you know? Happy Friday. I hope y'all are having an amazing Friday. Do we have any plans for today? Is anybody going out? Is anybody going out with the girls? Going to dinner? Getting ready to go on a date? What are we doing tonight? Actually, all right, so I'm gonna be using this Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. I like to use this, it's really lightweight, and I will use this for the purpose of heat protectant and to tame flyaways. So I'm gonna use that, and for my flat iron, I'm gonna be using the Babyliss flat iron, the little slim one. I think this is like a maybe a 1.5 inch or something like that. 1 1/4, I think. Let me section this off. So when I straighten my hair, I like to section it off. If the music is too loud, please let me know so I can turn it down. So this is how I section it off usually. And then I just put the rest in a little bun or just off in a clip. My hair clip. So I'll use this clip. Can y'all hear the music? I wanted it to be kind of vibey. I was looking for some copy-free music because I know like YouTube is really strict about the music that we play, especially for the purpose of playback. I don't want it to get flagged. So just let me know if you can hear the music or if it's too loud. But anyway, so I'm gonna use this oil. Pour just a little bit in my hands. Not that much. Okay. Cool. It's not loud at all. Perfect. So my flat iron setting is just before the 40 on this flat iron. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just before the 40. Now I have thick, well, I wouldn't, nah, my hair is thick. I have like medium thick hair. It's a little bit coarse, so I tend to go a little bit higher with my flat irons. If I can have it on level 35, I would, but for the purpose of doing a silk press, it usually doesn't hold up if I do it on a lower setting. It reverts back very, very quickly. And because I don't usually wear my hair curly at all, it doesn't make sense for me to, you know, put it on a heat setting that isn't going to fully straighten it and make it last for a long time. So turn it up just a notch. And then I'll just use a smaller clip. I'll use this one. So I'm gonna use this little crocodile clip to put that hair out the way. And then I go in with this rat tail comb. Usually split it like that. I don't know, that might be a little too high. I'll turn it down just a little bit. So it's directly in the middle between 35 and 40. And if y'all have anything that you want to talk about, just put it in the comments so we can get these conversations going. I know it's not many of us in here at the moment. I just started the live, so I'm not expecting there to be too much commentary, but you know, just to make it engaging. So we're not just sitting here. And I like to section it off into small pieces, as you can see, especially in the back. Now, the reason I do that is because the back of my hair is actually a more coarse texture than the front part of my hair. So I have to part it just a little bit more thin in the back to make sure that I really get those strands. So this is called the chasing method. That's when you put your comb in between, and then you use the flat iron and you chase the comb. Do I prefer short form content like TikTok versus YouTube and long form? Actually, I really don't. I prefer long form. I think because of like, when did TikTok really start booming? Was it during the pandemic? I don't know if it's safe to say that word on here, I'm so sorry. But around that time, like 2019, 2020, I feel like short form was forced on us. It took me a really long time to adapt to the changes that were happening with social media, because I was just starting to get my footing with YouTube doing long form. And when the short form came out, it was kind of like, dang, why? I'm just starting to get good at the long form, and now the short form is coming out and nobody cares about long form anymore. I will say though, it takes a lot more effort for long form content. Like the idea of editing stresses me out sometimes. And that's why it's really hard to be consistent when it comes to doing long form content. Because most times it's usually higher production. You gotta set your camera up, the lights, and with short form, all you gotta do is pull out your phone and use like a little light like this if you need it, and then you're just good to go. So I think I still prefer long form, to answer your question in short. I prefer long. Because you know, it still takes a long time to edit the, not edit the videos, but it still takes a long time to like film. You still go through maybe 30 minutes to an hour possibly, depending on what you're filming. So you got to condense all of that into a 40-second video. I think that's crazy. That's why it was so hard for me to switch over to doing short form. I'm like, whoa, if I'm putting all this energy in, I want y'all to see this work. Y'all gonna get this work. Yeah. So I am really happy that YouTube came out with a shorts feature, because that has helped. So now it's like I can repurpose my content, so I can put it on TikTok, Instagram, then I could also put it on YouTube Shorts. And I think having the shorts feature definitely helps your channel, because on those days where you're feeling like low energy, you don't really have a whole lot of effort to put into creating a long video, you can just do a short, post it within a couple minutes. I need to trim my ends. That's a good question though. What do you prefer? Do y'all prefer short form or long form content? Oops. Guess I'll just use this little thing. All right, can't forget to put this on. This is the Bumble and Bumble Invisible Oil, like I mentioned earlier. Put a little bit, just like a little drop, not too much. I want to make my hair greasy and I don't want it to start smoking. Jazzy said, I actually prefer the long form content. Get ready with me, travel blogs, try on hauls, etc. Yeah, see? I'm glad the girls are still loving the long form content. Like, I appreciate that so much. Jazz, do you make content yourself or do you just like watching it? What I would like to see in this new year is I would love to see YouTube really make a comeback when it comes to the long form content. I feel like when short form came, you know, everybody picked that up, they ran with it, and now that's all people do is long form. Now, of course, there are some people who still do, or short form. They all do short form. But I feel like there was a period of time where it was just straight up long form. And people took pride in creating those types of videos. I would love to see that come back around. And I do think this year we might get that. And I'm definitely going to be one of those people. Like, I know I haven't made a long form video in like a year. So, yeah. I'm definitely going to be getting on live a lot more. You guys will see me on here often. Jazz said, I help my oldest with his gaming channel, and you're right, even that is a lot. Yeah, no, for real. It can get crazy. By the way, I don't think the I don't know if the comments are in real time. So if I'm responding to it late, it's because literally that's exactly when it popped up on my screen. So, but regardless, you know, continue to ask the questions, just so I can entertain y'all somehow. Yeah, gaming is a lot though. I can't even imagine doing a gaming channel. That's crazy. To have all these different PCs and special effects. I can't even imagine what goes into creating a gaming channel. That's like real high tech, honestly. You gotta be skilled to do that. So kudos to you, Jazz. And I hope your son has massive success with his channel. That's super exciting. And it's expensive. I bet. I bet. What's the most expensive thing do you feel like you've had to purchase so far for the gaming for him? Like, is it the games itself? Is it the equipment? I didn't even use the chasing method on this one. Just said, believe it or not, the gaming chair. Really? Wow. That's crazy. A chair? I mean, I know the chairs is like, it's what's going to create that comfort. So I do get it. I know that that is an expense, but I can't imagine that costing more. Like I wouldn't expect that to cost more. Jeez. That's crazy. I know you gave him that pep talk like, hey, you better use all of this equipment or you're done. You're done after this. He would have got a whole speech. I'll show y'all what I'm doing. I do a couple passes because my roots are really wavy. Now, I don't need it to be perfect. I just need it to be straight enough because when I wrap it later, the heat from my scalp is going to straighten the hair a lot more and it's going to make it super silky. So, doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to get as much as the waves out as I can. So I do one more section back here. And I go from ear to ear, right, in a crown motion. See? Again, don't forget your heat protectant. You gotta put it on there. Now, I prefer the spray heat protectant. There's one that I use from Healthy Sexy Hair. That's my absolute favorite, but I've run out of it. So I'm gonna have to buy more. But I like that one because I can be generous with it, and it does a really good job of protecting my hair from the heat when it comes to using the hot tools. You can use it for the blow dry, you can use it for the flat iron, the curler. It's so good. It's from Healthy Sexy Hair. I'm gonna call you Tay. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm gonna call you Tay. Tay said you stopped doing vlogs. I didn't stop. I mean, I haven't uploaded a video in a really long time, but I actually do have a vlog coming that I'm gonna be editing this weekend. And I would like to get that vlog up by Sunday. So I'll spend tomorrow editing. Maybe tonight and tomorrow editing to have that vlog up by Sunday or no later than Monday. You know, Tay, I wasn't sure of like where to take my channel. Had mixed feelings because I was doing the vlogs, but the vlogs take a lot of effort. They take a lot of effort. So if you guys, and I do want to continue doing vlogs, like I'm never going to stop doing them. Of course, like I said, my content was on pause when it came to YouTube. Like I was only focused on doing short form if I did upload anything. But I do want to get back into uploading more vlogs and more long form content this year. But like I said, when I do the vlogs, it's probably going to be maybe like a once a month thing or once every 2 months. Because to be honest, my life isn't that exciting to be doing vlogs. Like, it's just not. So when I have major things going on, I'll definitely vlog those experiences. Or if I have something of value to share in vlog form, I'll do that. But it's just a lot of work. And I'll be forgetting to turn the camera on. Like I had went to Puerto Rico recently in October. And I was like, yep, I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico. I'm gonna vlog the whole trip. I was so excited, brought all my equipment, and literally forgot to pick the camera up. One time I literally was like doing the motion of recording and didn't even press the record button. So yeah, needless to say, I may not be the best vlogger or I may have lost my touch. Because at one point I was making some pretty decent vlogs, I think. But when you don't use it, you lose it. So yeah, I'll do vlogs, they just won't be that often. For those of you that are on this live and you're familiar with my content, is there any type of content you would like to see from me this year? So I already have a few things in the works. And I know what type of content I want to make, but I also think it's a good idea to ask my supporters what you guys want to see from me, and then I can give you what you want. You can find a way to put it all together. All right, so we're finally in the top. I'm gonna split this in half. Good enough. I can straighten it up later. All right, I'm going to put this heat protectant on both sides. Like I mentioned before, this side of my hair, or like the front part of my hair, is finer than the back. It's not as coarse as the back. That was hot. This flat iron is no joke. It's a little bit too thick. Yeah, I really do need to trim my ends like ASAP. I can't wait for this live for tomorrow. I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow, and it's basically going to be a Sephora haul of all the products that I purchased from the Sephora sale, holiday sale. I got a bunch of products that I can't wait to share with the girls. Also, partly in celebration of hitting 10K subscribers on YouTube. Definitely a major milestone for me. So, yeah, I just feel like a little way to celebrate by doing a Sephora haul, hanging out with the girls. Yeah, just having a good time. For the longest time, I used to be so nervous to go live on YouTube. I don't know why, but I had major anxiety these past couple days just thinking about going live on YouTube. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I should. Just finding ways to talk myself out of it. It can be nerve-wracking, especially if you already have an underlying fear of being seen, which I definitely do. Like, that's why I go ghost sometimes on social media, because sometimes I just don't want to be seen. But I know when it comes to building my platform and the impact that I want to make on my community, I can't stay hidden. Like, I have to show my face. I gotta show up, talk to the girls, and nurture my community. And that's exactly what I want to do in the new year. I just want to give it all I got. Maybe I'll trim my ends on live with y'all. Maybe I'll do that before I do my makeup. It'll be quick. Has anyone ever done foot slugging before? I have my feet wrapped in Vaseline and the saran wrap right now because I did my feet earlier. This is the first time I've done foot slugging. It feels so weird, and I hope my feet comes out like baby smooth. It feels so weird though. I knew this piece was gonna do that. I have that weird widow's peak in the middle. Ugh, I need to pluck it. It's so annoying. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to trim my ends really quick. So I'm gonna part from ear to ear. I'm going to bring this forward. I'm about to mess up all this work I just put in. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I'm gonna make this really simple, straight to the point. Okay. Okay. Get my shears. Alright, get my shears. And actually, what I'm gonna do is grab a towel. Cool. All right, I'm gonna split this in half. Just like this. Well, actually, I'm gonna split it right here at first. The reason I'm doing this is because the small hairs at the back of the nape don't usually get accounted for in the haircut. Like some people forget to cut these parts because they end up being shorter than the rest of the hair. So I'm gonna do that little piece first. And I'm just gonna drag it down at a 0 degree. I'm gonna flip it like this. So all of this, I'm not gonna cut all of it because I'm not doing like a big cut. I'm just doing a small trim. But I'm gonna get rid of this. And this doesn't have to be perfect because you're not gonna see this when I do the haircut anyway. Okay. So I'm just doing this to make sure that the hair is getting the proper care all the way around. Good enough, right? All right, I'm gonna drop it. Now I'm gonna split this in half, directly across. And I'm gonna just drag it all the way down. And I'm gonna turn like this. See what I need to cut. Keep pulling my fingers down. Now remember, I'm not gonna cut all of this. I'm just doing a light trim. Cut about this much. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna drop everything. Drag it all the way down. And I see my guide from the hair that I cut previously. I could see it, right? You see that? This is where I cut with the layer before that. So I'm using that as my guide, and I'm going to cut this top part right there. So I'm gonna brush it down or comb it down one more time. Keep pulling it down. And now I'm gonna make my cut. You wanna get your fingers as close to the bottom as you can and try to straighten them out so that you don't end up cutting it crooked. And like already, I can see that I'm about to cut it crooked. 1 second, hold on. Yep, see? It's pretty even to me. Okay, so the back is done. So now I'm going to drop the sides and for the sides, the same thing I did with the very back of my hair, I'm going to do that with this part too. I'm gonna just trim the little side pieces because sometimes these parts are naturally shorter and they don't always get included in the haircut. So I'm gonna just trim just a tiny little bit of that. And then bring this down just to see how the ends look. I mean, they really don't look bad, honestly. I didn't even have to cut as much as I did. But anyway, I'm gonna just show you how to properly do this. I'm gonna take some from the back section. And I'm using this as my guide. So as you can see, this is where the back section ends, right here. So I'm gonna level this out. So now when I pull it off, see? Now it's all even back there. I don't know if you can see that. If it looks chopped, tell me it looks chopped, y'all. Don't be having me walk around looking crazy. So let me know if it looks good back there so far. All right, same side. I'm gonna take this little piece. That's too big. I'm gonna take this little piece right here. And I'm going to trim this because like I said, this piece is usually shorter than the rest of your hair. And it usually doesn't get included in the haircut. So I'm gonna just trim that little piece. And then, just so I can see what the condition of my hair is, like on this side, it definitely looks like I need a little bit more TLC. So I definitely need to do this trim today. So I'm gonna take that piece from the back of my hair behind my ear, and I'm gonna bring it up to the front. And I'm using this as my guide. So I see where it ends right here. Oh, it ends right here. So you can see right there. So that's where I'm gonna cut the front. See, right there in the back. So in the front, I do like to angle the front parts up slightly, just a little bit. My music ran out. If it don't look that good on that side, it's okay. I'm not gonna trip about it. I feel like I might be able to cut a little bit more. Like right here. Yeah, I think that's what I needed to do. Yeah. Can't really. Yep, I think that did it. Okay. It looks good to me. So I'm just gonna take these front pieces and angle my fingers like that. I don't wanna slant it too much. Like I don't wanna frame it too much right there in the front because I do like my hair to be more blunt. But I'm gonna trim a little bit off. And I'm gonna do the same with this part. I'm gonna do it like this. And this is how I measure it. So I just pull down the sides to see if it's about even. Yeah, it's even. I feel so much better every time I trim my ends. Like, nobody wants to walk around with raggedy ends. It just makes sure, like, especially when you're doing a silk press, and because I wear my hair straight the majority of the time, your hair needs to look good. If it doesn't look good, nothing is gonna look good. No hairstyle you do is gonna look fresh. It's just gonna look like it's worn. See? Like it just flows better, it looks better. Hey Harlem. Yeah, I did pretty good. I don't know if you can see it because I do have on the black, but yeah, pretty good. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bump my ends just a little bit. Just a little. Okay. Just a little. You see that? So pretty. See, if I didn't trim my ends, it wouldn't even fall like that. You see what I mean? Like, you gotta take care of your hair. Gotta take care of your hair, honey. So I said you remind me of myself when I trim my ends. I don't let anyone trim my ends but myself. And I'll ask my daughter, is the bag straight across? When she says, yes, I'm happy. Absolutely. Some people get scissor happy too. They be wanting to do too much. But it's good when you know how to like do your hair yourself. Like, I feel like that's such a flex when you can like trim your own ends. And it saves a lot of money too. Because I used to go to the hair salon like every 2 weeks. And sometimes even more than that when I lived in New York. But I will say New York has some of the best hairstylists. They really do. And I will always go to the Dominicans. The Dominicans, whew, they do the best blowouts. Like, look, look at that. It looks so good. Oh, I missed the spot. So good. Wow. Tell me this don't look good, y'all. Stop playing with me. That looks so good. It's gorgeous and healthy. Thanks, eyes. Yes, looks so healthy. Thanks, Harlem. See, the girls have been asking for a hair routine update. So, you know, I'm trying to get the girls what they want. Y'all want some hair updates? I'm giving it to you all 2026. Do y'all like me going live? Like, do you prefer this as opposed to me doing like a long form video where I'm editing and doing all this extra stuff? Like, how do you want the content to be structured? I need you to tell me. Because Harlem, I know you've been here for a minute. I remember you. You and I have talked many, many times. I say both unless you keep the lives. Yeah, I'm going to keep the lives. I'm going to keep the lives. Definitely plan on keeping the lives, but I will do both. I'm going to do both, but I want to go live with y'all sometimes because I feel like sometimes it's just better to go live so you can actually vibe with your audience, you know? It's just better. We can hang out, you know, catch a vibe, chill. Yeah, sometimes I just think it's better. All right, so let me stop swinging my hair around. I'm actually getting really hot. So I'm gonna use my little hair clips because now we're gonna move into the makeup. So Harlem said to schedule it so we get notifications. Happy I caught this one. Yes, I'm so happy you caught this one too. And I definitely will schedule it. Sometimes I'll schedule it because sometimes I might get on at random. But since you're requesting it like that, I'll definitely schedule it for you. All right, so we're moving on to makeup. All right, I already did my skincare earlier. I actually did that on TikTok Live. I was live on TikTok a little bit earlier, about 30 or 40 minutes before I jumped on this live. So I actually have a bunch of products that I'm not able to use in this live right now. My primer is one of those products that I'm not able to use just because I haven't done the Sephora haul. So I'm going to use this setting spray. It's the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray. I'm going to use this, and I'm also going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So I'm going to use this as primer today. That's so awkward. Let me just use this. I'm gonna use this, hold on. First of all, I'm way too silly. Y'all, I really do play too much. But I thought these little things were so cute. And actually, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. So I'm gonna use this. I love this setting spray too. And then I'm gonna use the Morphe. I still end up spraying my hair. Hopefully it doesn't revert. Mad cute. Ooh, right? Girl, I love this little thing. It's so cutesy. Maybe I should remove the little clips right here and just use this for today. What you think? I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. Perfect. Put the little hair out. I like that. I like the little hair out on the side right there. Or do I not? I don't know. No, I need that. I need that hair on the side. Because that's making my ears look weird. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna have to redo it. Perfect. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm geek, y'all. Okay. Let me turn these off for now. All right. All right. I love these little ears though. These are so cute. I got this from Marshall's, y'all. I got it from Marshall's, and it came with these little things for your wrist when you're doing your skincare. It came with these little things. So cutesy, right? So cute. I'm a sucker for some like girly stuff. I just love it. I love it. I will spend all my money on it. I sure will. All right, let me clear this up a little bit. I'm just rinsing my beauty blender. I always use it damp. I know some people don't use the beauty blender damp, but yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to let this soak up some water before you use it. All right. So since I already primed my face, I'm gonna go in with a color corrector for my under eyes. And also right there. So any blemishes that I have, like the dark spots, just go in and put a little bit of that corrector on there. That should help cancel out some of that darkness. I wish I had my little fan. So tip, when you let it dry down, you get the most coverage. Harlem said, matches perfectly with your skin. Can that be used as concealer? So no, this can't be used as concealer because this color is actually like a salmon color. So it has a pink undertone. I wouldn't be able to use this as a concealer. I don't know if you can tell, but like when I get close up, it's actually like pink. You know what I mean? It's not really my complexion, but it will help to cancel out that darkness so that I have a more even complexion. So you'll see when I blend this in, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a color corrector. So anywhere that I had darkness peeking through, when I put that corrector on there, it pretty much cancels out that darkness. So now I have a more blank canvas to work with. See what I mean? Like the darkness pretty much disappeared. The more you let it dry down, the more coverage you'll have. I just washed all of my makeup brushes and sponges. I washed them all today or all yesterday, and I'm I'm so happy about that. Like, it just feels so good to have clean brushes to work with. And I have a lot of brushes. A lot of brushes. Okay, so I go in with my color corrector. As you can see, this is what it did for me. Now my under eye is a little bit brighter, right? You don't see as much darkness. So now I'm gonna go in with my foundation. And for foundation, I'm going to be using the Lancome Tint Idole. This is Ultra Wear and it's in the shade 410N. Honestly, this has been my go-to foundation for a really long time. I usually go back and forth between the Lancome and the Estee Lauder Double Wear. That one, ooh, these two foundations are my absolute favorite, but for the longest time, I've only been using this one, and I really, really love the coverage, and I love the color match on this. I think I did a pretty good job matching myself. Like, the shade is pretty much spot on. So I just do a few dots. Do I want to use the Beauty Blender or do I want to use a brush? Harlem said, is that considered high-end? The brand, yeah. Technically, yes. Lancome, yeah, technically. So I'm going in with this brush. This brush is from Juvia's Place. So this foundation is $53. And that's what makes it like more high end. That price for a foundation is kind of crazy, but when the quality is good, you pay for it. And it's lasted me a really long time. I bought this a long time ago, and it's lasted me a really long time. So I bought this maybe like last year sometime, like, let me see. I forgot when I bought this, but it's been a minute. But it's lasted me a really long time. Yeah, it was like last year, back in like last January or February, sometime around there. No, it's really been like forever. So I would say from the time I actually started using it though, no, yeah, it's been like about a year that it's lasted me. So you're gonna get your money's worth if you decided to purchase it. I think I might go in with another pump. Honestly, I really didn't need to add this extra pump, but I just felt like building it up, the coverage. And I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Blender this time. IX said, hey, how you doing? All right, that's good enough. So we got the foundation on. I'm gonna go in with concealer and contour. For concealer, I'm using the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This is in the shade 4N. And this is, basically it's my skin shade. It's like the closest to my complexion as I could get it. Like, look at that. Literally, it's my perfect shade. So this is like if I wanted to do a strong base underneath the rest of my makeup, like a gradual concealing situation where I really didn't want to do too much brightening. I just want to do more of a natural look. I would use this concealer. Do a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna do a little bit right here. I usually don't put concealer right there, but I'm gonna do it today. Put a little bit on my chin. I'm gonna let this sit. And I'm gonna let it sit while I add my contour. All right, so for contour, I'm gonna be using the Sephora Best Skin Ever. It's their multi-purpose concealer, but it's in the shade 47. So I'm actually going to use this to contour. Now this is like a shade up from my complexion. So it's gonna be a natural highlight and contour what I'm doing today. I'm gonna be using some other products too, but you know, as far as my base goes, I wanna keep it pretty simple. It's late, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm gonna do a little bit on my lip or underneath my lip. And this is just going to pronounce my lips a little bit more. And to blend this in, I'm gonna go in with my Juvia's Place. This is the mini stippler brush, J107, and the brush I used before that was the J2 flat top foundation brush. I don't want to get my ears dirty. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go in, since I've blended it in the contour, I'm gonna go in and blend in this highlight, this concealer. Anyway, it's not highlight, it's just concealer. Now, the purpose of this concealer is just to even out my complexion. I'm not looking to do any highlighting with this one. It's just for the purpose of evening out my complexion and bringing out that natural dimension that your face would normally have. Since I put foundation on, the foundation usually makes you one tone. So I'm just bringing the dimension back into my face with these two products that I used. Now I'm gonna go in and actually add a little bit of highlighter. A concealer that I'm using for the purpose of highlighting. So for this, I'm going to use the Estee Lauder, oh, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna use that one. I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin concealer in this shade SX08. This is an OG. If you know, you know. Kevyn Aucoin makes the best concealers in the game. If you need to go to an event, like a high profile event or something really, really important, if you're gonna be outside in humidity, this is the type of concealer you wanna wear. It's full coverage. It's so much that comes in this pot. There's no way you're gonna finish this whole pot. They give you so much product. And it stays on all day. It is like sweat proof, humidity proof, all the proofs. That's what this concealer is. So I'm going to apply that with a flat brush. I'm going to use this Juvia's Place J7 brush. Yeah, I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to take the tiniest amount of product, y'all. So little. Like, this is how much I grab. And I want you to see how much this little bit will cover. Actually, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, okay? Just so you can see how little product I have. This is all I have, okay? That little bit of product is doing all of this. And I still have some in my hand. To blend it in, I am going to use the Beauty Blender. I'm just taking whatever is left on the back of my hand and just dragging this out a little bit further. And I'm picking up the last bit that I have in my hand. I'm just gonna blend this in. Now this concealer is buildable. This is a very sheer amount that I just grabbed. So if you want to go in more full coverage than this, you can absolutely do that. But that little amount that I just grabbed takes care of all of your basic needs when it comes to concealing. You don't need much. Whatever's left, I'm just gonna tap it up here on my forehead. All right, and before this starts creasing, I'm gonna go ahead and set it. And the powder I'm gonna use to set is the Huda Beauty Banana Bread Easy Bake Powder. I'm just tapping some off in the lid. So to smooth, I'm going to take this beauty blender to smooth the area. So I'm picking up product and then I'm gonna tap off the excess on my hand. And then actually I like to use my mirror for this because I feel like I do have natural creasing under my eyes. So I like to look up just to make sure I'm getting in those fine lines. I'm gonna do the other side. I should have set this side first because I usually have more creasing on this side. I'm just gonna go in again with that powder. Definitely wanna concentrate it around my nose. And I'm basically going to put that powder everywhere I put the concealer. Oh, I got my little ears dirty. Now, I was supposed to only be using these ears when I did my skincare because I didn't want to get it dirty for my makeup, but they're so cute. I just couldn't resist. Yes, you can set your whole face with this powder. And I usually do. I do more heavy coverage underneath my eyes or any area where I use the concealer. And then I use whatever, like the leftover powder. And then I go around my whole face and just make sure everything is set. So you can even like take more powder than what I'm grabbing. And you can set your whole face with this powder. I don't forget to set my lids because I do have oily skin. So I like to make sure that I'm taking that powder and I'm running it across my lids as well because they get really oily. All right, so that's good for the first layer of setting powder. Well, technically I did 2 layers of setting powder underneath my eyes. So yeah, I did 2 layers underneath my eyes and then 1 around my whole face. But that's just like the first step. I do add more setting powder later, but it's a different setting powder. It's not the same one. So now we're moving on to contour. For my contour, I think I might use my Dior contour because I'm running out of my Anastasia. Yeah, I'm gonna just use the Dior for today. So this is in the shade Bronze 008. And actually, I'm gonna use 2 of them from Dior. I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade. This is in the shade Bronze 05. And this is Bronze 008, sorry. Bronze 05 and Bronze 008. So I'm gonna use both of these. Joth, I'm not sure how to pronounce, if that's how you pronounce your name, but hi, how are you? Where'd you see me? So I'm gonna use, what brush am I gonna use for this? You know what? I think I might just use this double-ended brush. This is the Shade and Light. This is the Kat Von D brush from the Shade and Light palette, which I still have. And yeah, it's not usually pink on those sides, but I was using this for blush. And so I guess the blush kind of stained it, but the brush is clean though. Sister, you look cute. Thank you so much. So I'm just taking this bronzer. It's in the lighter shade, 05, Bronze 05. And I'm just gonna go in some circular motions. Now you can hardly see it on my skin, but it's a transition. Okay, So I use that one, and then I'm gonna go in with Bronze 008. What product do I use? This is the Dior. This is Dior. So I'm contouring right now. So you can build it up to your desired look. I'm not gonna go too crazy because this is a really dark powder. That's why I use that lighter transition color, because if I go straight in with this one, it's gonna look crazy, and I'm not really like, I'm not my summer shade right now. Like, I'm not tanned enough to go straight in with this without using that transition color underneath. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is mix those two powders, and I'm just gonna take this right here under my brow bone. And then I'm going to pinch the brush like this. I'm gonna run it down the bridge of my nose. I'm just gonna rub some on the tip of my nose as well. And then right up under here. See, it's like, it gives me like a more natural looking contour. It's not too crazy, but I'm actually going to use some of the powder to sculpt underneath just to sharpen up that line. Now it's not gonna stay this way. I'm going to blend this in, but I'm doing this for the purpose of creating a more defined contour line. Which job did I work? I'm in finance. Is that what you meant? Which job do I work? Yeah, I'm in finance. All right, so this, because it's a double-ended brush, I'm going to use this for my blush. And today for blush, and actually before I do that, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. This is MAC Give Me Sun. It's a mineralized skin finish. So I'm actually gonna use this just to warm up my face. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna run this over the contour that we did. And it's just gonna soften it up, soften that color up. So for blush, I'm gonna be using NARS Orgasm Edge. This is one of my favorite blushes at the moment. I've already hit pan. This is the mini version. I like to carry this one when I'm traveling, just have it in my purse if I need to reapply my makeup throughout the day. Yeah, get you some minis. I got this one from Ulta. But yeah, this is a really, really pretty blush. And you can build it up to whatever your desired intensity is. Sometimes I like to smile when I'm putting on the blush just to really get that placement. And then I take a little bit and I put it on my chin. And I put it on the tip of my nose, just a little, not too much. And then I take some and put it on my forehead. And this just gives me that kissed, that sun-kissed, very sweet and girly. That gives me that look. Okay. For now, I'm gonna leave this like that. I'm gonna go in and do my brows because I feel like once I do my brows, it pulls everything else together and then I can like add after that. So let me take care of these brows really quick. And for brows, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil in the shade Ebony. This is the really thick pencil. I would recommend getting the thin, more precise pencil that they have. This is a really old pencil and I need to be done with it. So I've just been trying to use it as much as I can because I don't want to waste it. So I like to do brow-like strokes when I fill in. Now I typically wouldn't go for this shade of brown, because it's actually too dark for me. But once again, I had it and I didn't want to waste it. And it's obviously too old to return it, so I've just been using it. Just make it work. Now, if the ends look crazy, don't worry about that. I'm gonna fix that later. All right. All right, that's good enough. Fix them up a little bit. Very quickly though, I'm gonna pat this powder in. See? It blends right in and it just makes that area defined. See? right, so to conceal my brows, I'm gonna go in with this Nick Townsend pencil in the shade Deep Ebony. And Nick Townsend, his pencils, like his brow pencils, come with these little sharpeners on the end. Now, this was a really long pencil before, but I've obviously used it all up. This is what the pencil looks like if it was like close to full size. This is in the shade Ebony, and then this small one is Deep Ebony. So this, the Ebony one is a little bit lighter. And I'll be using both of them, but I'm gonna go in with Deep Ebony to outline my brow. This brow is trifling today. This is definitely not one of my best brow days, but it's late. Just give me a pass for today. And that's why I don't care to use this pencil, because it's too bulky. I like pencils that have more precision. I want it to look just like an eyebrow stroke, an eyebrow hair stroke. I'm getting hungry. Now I'm gonna take that same brush that I used for the concealer. This still has product on it from earlier. I really could have just used this to sculpt my brows, to be honest. I should have never grabbed this brush. It's okay. I'm already committed. So I'm just gonna use this brush to, whatever product is left over, I'm just gonna run it on. Clean up the brow a little bit. Brows are like the worst thing to do on camera for some reason. I don't know. This is too time consuming. All right, I'm gonna go in with this Real Techniques. Which one do I want to use? Do I want to use the crease brush? I'm gonna use this Real Techniques crease brush to blend this in. Okay, not bad. I need a snack, y'all. I'm hungry. Okay. All right, to do my eyes, I'm just gonna do something really simple because I am really hungry. I need to go eat. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia medium to tan contour kit. I'm gonna go in with these two shades right here. I know I'm already hit pan on this one, but it's okay. Just gonna take these two shades and just run that through my crease. Now, normally what you can do is you can use whatever shade you use to contour your face, you can also use that in your crease. I'm not gonna use that today, but you could do that. This is just going to give you a wash of color. I think my issue is that I'm standing up while doing this, and I've literally been on live for like 2 hours, I think. Yeah, like I've been on here for a really long time, so my feet, my knees, my legs are starting to give out. I'm gonna drag this down the bridge of my nose. This is just going to add extra depth to the eyes. It's going to help them open up a lot more. I'm also going to run this color underneath the eye. Okay. I'm gonna do a very, very light layer of mascara. This is the YSL mascara in the shade Black, and it's the waterproof. I would recommend not getting the waterproof, just get the regular black mascara. The label should be gold on it. It shouldn't be blue. Blue means that it's waterproof. And this is just too potent. Like it's good for serving its purpose of if you need something that's waterproof. But if you're just looking for an everyday mascara with volume and maximizing potential, just get the regular YSL mascara in the shade Black. Oh. I just did a light layer of mascara. I'm going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. It's the clear one. I'm just going to set my brows into place. And for lips, I'm going to do this KKW brown liner. This is a really old one. And I have a bunch of new products and stuff that I'm going to show you in my next video. I'll likely do it tomorrow. I'm going to go in with this KKW lip. It's a new lip. I'm going to go back in with that liner for a second. And then I'm going to go over top of this, if I can find it. I might not be able to find it. But I was looking for, oh, here it is. So it's just this pink Sephora lipstick. It's like this baby doll pink color. You can see it inside here. It's obviously gone. So I'm like scraping it with my nail. But I think the shade number 13, if you were to search this on Sephora.com, I think this would be the shade number 13. See like how pretty pink that is? It's so pretty. This is a great topper color. And it adds a little bit of sheen. I think it's really pretty. So if you just like want a cute nude lip, she's your girl. Okay, let me wash my hands. I would like to hit this piece up right here, right in the front. I was hoping that wasn't gonna happen, but oh, I forgot to spray. Hold on. I'm gonna use the setting spray. This is the Morphe. I'm gonna use this one to set the makeup in. I'm just gonna hit up this piece right here. And this piece right here. All right, so to give my hair just a little bit more oomph, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of sheen. This is the Design Essentials Diamond Oil Sheen. I'm just gonna boop. See what it did to the hair? It just made it like more shiny and stuff. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be more shiny. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining this live, for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will be going live again tomorrow. I'm going to be going live so that I can show you guys everything I got from the Sephora sale during the holidays. I got a bunch of stuff. I spent a lot of money, girl. I spent a really cute coin. So I want you guys to see everything I got for you, and I will be doing that tomorrow. So I'm going to make sure to schedule it so that you guys know when it's coming tomorrow. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night and be safe. I'll see you guys later.